Jason Blaha here. Just getting my first cardio session done for the day. A really good upper body workout. So we gonna get in here, get some cardio. Hopefully we get some good views in here this morning. These have been doing really well. A lot of these streams have been clearing, even though I'm doing multiple of them a day. At least 2 of them every day are clearing 600 views. But my subscribers are going up. So I think that it's trying to kick more and more of them into more people's feeds. Bastum says, yo, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Man, you got a little crown going on there. So it's got a little community. There's a new, they added something. They added something new. I see a little community with a crown, and you've got a little crown. It must mean that you're a regular in here. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get all this flowing. At this point, guys, my workouts themselves, it's just going to be to try to hold on to muscle. It's going to be the goal. I just said, your upper volume day? Yes, mine too, man. So I'm basically just going to try to keep the muscle I have. We're going to cut. At this point, I just need to get leaner. In fact, I have to get leaner now just to save people's lives. Do you know why? I had someone, a regular on my Facebook, argue with me that my position on butter is incorrect, and the experts that I follow, the American Heart Association and all that, all the leading cardiologists are wrong about butter because I'm not 7% body fat. And this was a woman argued this, you know. So the whole point there is, you know, so I've got to save lives. I've got to get lean just to save lives, because I was basically told that if I was correct and the research was right about diabetes and heart attacks and everything else, that I'd be 7% body fat, because there's a correlation between being contest lean and that. It's about to be white boy summer, pretty much. It's about to be, oh man, so I thought that was fascinating. I get some interesting debates on social media. But no, apparently the American Heart Association is wrong, because Jason Blaha is not 7% body fat. They're wrong about butter contributing to cardiovascular disease and diabetes. That was the chain of logic presented by a regular poster too. Interesting. All right, so hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. How are you doing today, Ted? Coach over here trying to get all these cardio and steps. We did over 4 hours yesterday. So, but I whooshed finally. I put on 5 pounds when I first started doing the cardio just from inflammation. Then I finally whooshed down to 220. I was at 222 when I started doing all of it. So we'll go ahead and just keep chiseling down from here. All right. But yeah, that's going to be the name of the game, muscle retention. Just try to retain muscle. Retain as much muscle as possible while getting lean as quickly as I can while doing so. So, and I'm going to do it just through sheer cardio. I'm not going to try to drop calories too crazy low, although I have reduced them. Jason Blaha, are you a hopeless romantic? Yeah, I think that's a fair description of me, without going into any of my personal life, of course. So, yeah, I think that's an adequate description. All right, but let's get those likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. The likes are what's going to get more views. Views are a little low in this one. It's been doing pretty well later into the streams, though. We got any other fitness questions, guys? Fitness-related topics, any of that? That is kind of the whole point of the channel. A lot of people love to deviate and ask other things besides on-topic stuff. You know? There we go. Those likes are coming up. Keep those likes flowing. That's really what gives us what we need here. I don't want to walk through the sprinklers. They get all over my glasses and my phone. I might go to a less populated area. There's a lot of traffic because it's 8:30 in the morning. What do you mean? What are my views on marriage? What are you asking me? And what does that have to do with your deadlift? Right? Why do you guys ask this silly stuff? Like, what relevance does any of this have to fitness? So that would be my question. What relevance does it have? Coach, does GPP and plyo help build big lifts, or does it just affect recovery too? No, they help with the big lifts. Now, why would they necessarily help recovery? Too much GPP has its own impact on recovery. I am very pro-marriage. So what do you mean, is it worth it? So that's what I mean. So that's why I'm asking a specific question. I'm a Christian, and I am pro-marriage. So I think it's pretty straightforward. What do you mean worth it? Because you're a coach and maybe have some wisdom. No, yeah, marriage is worth it if you find a good match. But I mean, so here's my question, Bassam. Why would you date a woman if your goal wasn't eventually to marry her? Right? Huge change. Hey, Chad, I don't understand your question. No, I mean, GPP builds work capacity. GPP builds work capacity in the gym. But there comes a point where it will impact recovery. Especially like, for example, I'm in a calorie deficit. So that's a perfect example of when too much GPP is going to be a problem. Right? I mean, that's a perfect example of where GPP becomes problematic. Right? Higher intensity cardio when you have limited recovery resources. You know? So, Bassam, here would be my point. No, I don't flex for free. You're gonna have to drop me a $20 super. Sorry. Nope. I don't flex for free. Like, I charge for that stuff. Like, people will pay me for flex videos and stuff, so I'm not doing it for free. Dude, you're gonna have to pony up 20 bucks. So, and that's not asking much. I mean, people pay it. People buy foot pictures. All right. Them's the rules, homie. But I mean, the perfect example, Chad, I'm in a calorie deficit. A bunch of GPP is the last thing I probably need to do. I'm sticking to purely list cardio because it is easier. It doesn't interfere with lifting. So building work capacity up with GPP when you have the recovery resources, absolutely viable. Why would my position change on that? I mean, Ted's in the chat. Ted does GPP, right? Ted does sled work and stuff. He's in the chat. He's one of my clients. So, you think protein variety matters, assuming you eat a whole lot of fruits? How do I answer this? Tony, are you asking me the nutritional side, or are you asking, does the protein itself benefit from it? Because it's two different questions. No, high quality protein is high quality protein, right? High bioavailable protein, there's no reason to rotate it for protein purposes. Say, now if we're talking vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, yes, varying protein sources will help you get a wider diversity of nutrients. Dude, I can't stomach cottage cheese. It's disgusting. I've tried. I can't do it. So I do Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt, but I can't do cottage cheese. So I can't do fish. These are foods that I literally fish, I will puke it up. I've tried. I vomit it up immediately. Like instantly, like within 5 seconds. The cottage cheese, I just can't gag it down. No. So I'm not talking about work capacity. I'm talking about speed, explosiveness, carryover. Oh yeah, Chad. No, those absolutely carry over. So, hey Chad, I apologize if I've done something or said something that made you think my position changed there. I certainly, Chad, I apologize if I have said something that led you to believe that I don't think speed work carries over to maxes. I apologize if that misconception has been conveyed in some manner. I owe you a deep, heartfelt apology for that. It absolutely carries over. Okay, is that fair? What's up, coach? Getting after it? Absolutely, man. We're getting this cardio done, man. We're digging in and getting it done. So, I like cottage cheese and Greek yogurt very much. I mean, dude, if you like cottage cheese, it's a great protein source. God, we got a couple different questions going here, though. Good morning, Dean. How you doing? So back over to the protein topic, though. Sorry, I'm bouncing around because you guys asked me a couple different pretty intense questions here. Pretty detailed stuff. No, I mean, Protein itself, once we've absorbed and it's broken down into the different amino acids, the source isn't going to matter. We're just going to matter the quantity of what amino acids and what combination we've absorbed, right? But if we're talking vitamins and minerals, yes, varying protein sources will potentially give you a wider nutrient profile of vitamins, minerals, things like that, right? Even different cuts of steak don't have the same quantities of certain vitamins from different parts of the animal, right? If you go look at the profiles, see what I mean. So you go from steak to chicken to turkey to, Greek yogurt or milk, like there are completely different other nutrients. So that is a factor, when we're looking at our total foods. Yeah, absolutely. So in that context, yeah, it could make sense to have a couple different protein sources, but it's not because it's improving the protein profile. I mean, either you're consuming sufficient amounts of complete proteins with a high bioavailability or not, I don't think about Kanye West at all. I didn't even know Kanye West still made songs. Basam, I don't know how to answer that. Basam, I have no idea, dude. I don't know. You asked me if you're a loser. Well, if you think that you're a loser, you're probably a loser. I mean, what do you want me to say, dude? I don't know. If you need to ask something like that, maybe it's time to sort some stuff out in your life. You know what I mean? If you feel the need to ask if you're a loser and figure out what's going on wrong in your life, that would be my answer. If you're going to come ask another man that, I work out in my garage at Deep Wayne. I mean, I do too. All right? So, today's body weight, 220. So we did make that 2-pound whoosh. I thought it would whoosh again because I was lighter last night before bed than the night before, but it didn't. So I usually weigh in first thing in the morning. Sometimes I weigh in right before bed. So, because the night before I whooshed, I was 230 before bed and woke up at 220. And then I was 226 before bed. So I'm like, oh man, I'm going to bet I'm going to be under 220. No, it was still 220. Yeah. So yeah, but we'll whoosh again. I have a feeling probably by next week, we're going to see another pretty good drop and we'll just keep coming down. All right, we'll keep coming down. So your PTSD, okay, Basam. So no, that does happen. A lot of people have social anxiety as a result of their PTSD. So if you talk to a therapist about it, talk to a doctor, like there, you may be able to get some help with that, But I know people who have that same situation who still go to a public gym. They're just very much, they don't socialize, right? Like extreme introverts with social anxiety with PTSD. I do know some people like that, and they're just not social at the gym. And that's okay, and that works for them. So, so what else we got going on, guys? Got other topics. So we're gonna try to keep this high energy. Let's keep it flowing. So it sounds like you're asking if you're a loser, but it sounds like you just have PTSD. But so what's up with your self-esteem that you think that your PTSD episodes make you a loser enough that you're asking another man if that makes you a loser? So, I don't know, some stuff you need to weigh out, man, and just think through. Not saying I have the answers for you, but think about it. Get those likes up, by the way, guys. Get the likes up. That's what keeps the views flowing. That's what keeps the traffic high. All right? We got to keep it going. Keep it strictly pimping. I don't know where that came from. That's a song somewhere. All right. Man, the chat died down. We got a bunch of people watching. We had some regulars commenting, and it just stopped. And I know I didn't lose my connection because the views are still up. So we'll definitely get the training vlog up here in a bit. I'll probably get it voiced over after this first walk. Do you ever supplement leucine? No, why would anybody supplement leucine? Hey, Deep Wayne, you do know all right, this is funny. You're aware that I'm the person who got sued for debunking branched chain amino acids. I got sued for like $500,000 that I didn't pay. Like, I was the first person out here in the industry to call out branched chain amino acids as a total scam. I got sued over it, by the way. So if you look at the meta-analysis that came out later that vindicated me, branched chain amino acids, including leucine, are completely worthless as supplements. They do literally nothing. So that's okay. You're new to my channel. So that whole thing is actually what created the whole original hate campaign against me. That whole lawsuit and all the money involved in starting troll campaigns against me is actually where most of the original Jason Blaha hate started. That was the origin of it. So, did you not read the transcript? Toga, what was the number one point? What was the number one point? No, absolutely. You clearly didn't read the documents, Toga. What was the number one reason for the defamation? The top point was what? Me discussing his branched chain amino acid research and pointing out that it was financially biased. Okay? That was the number one out of the list of things down the road. That was point number one. That was the primary. Did you miss that? And if you say that you weren't aware of that, then you're the one who's lying. Because I put up a copy of that at one time. So, yep. So no, sir, you were the one who's lying. But let's go and get rid of you. All right. Depends on your musculature. Sorry, I missed whatever Young says. Short torso. Have you any experience with human trafficking? Bassam. I'm gonna stop answering your questions. You clearly are not you're just a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo, dude. Why are you asking stuff like that? Jesus Christ. Been spinning my wheels for years now. Hey, Young, we've already answered all your questions. I've already answered everything you need to know to make progress. Listen to everything I told you for the last 5 months and follow through. Done. Ryan Justice. Hi, what's up, Ryan? No, Bassam, come on, dude. Seriously, this is a fitness stream and you're asking me if I have experience with human trafficking. I think you need to go see a therapist, honestly, at this point then. You need to go talk to a therapist. That's weird as hell. Yeah, but no, stop and think about that for a minute. You're asking a strength coach in a strength stream if they have experience with human trafficking. Like, I think you're mentally ill based on that, honestly. Yeah, you asked me earlier, you're a loser. I don't know, you're a loser, dude. You have some issues. I'm just saying the chain of thought of we jump from talking about deadlifts and protein and leucine to if a power lifter and strength coach has experience with human trafficking, you think that that's a reasonable question. Where are you, Big Jason? I'm in my neighborhood walking. You know, no, I'm letting him post, Dean, because I'm making money from all the posts, but I am letting him know he's weird. Like I'm just going to call it like it is, dude. I'm not going to be nice about silly stuff like that. I'm just going to tell dudes, yeah, there's something mentally wrong with you. There you go. BCAAs are a waste of, they almost are, except some people don't seem to know that BCAAs are, right? They're completely unaware. For some reason, I don't see how it's still a topic. You know what I mean? But people still ask. After all these meta-analysis have come out and all these even evidence-based guys retracted, how many of them retracted their positions who had been pimping them? They're like, oh, we were wrong, so, you know, right? They're backpedaling. So what about soy protein? What are we asking about soy protein? At what age you started lifting weights? That's actually a difficult question to answer. You mean the first time I touched a weight, or when did I get serious about it? Because they're like a decade apart. like my dad bought a little bench and I did a little benching when I was 12 years old. I didn't actually get serious about lifting until my early 20s. That makes sense? So, but I'm 48 now. Almost always paid to soy. They are all needed. What is it bad, soy protein? No, it's not bad. I mean, it's still not going to be as good, not the full bioavailability and, you know, total amino acid profile of most animal source, but it is fairly close. So as far as plant-based proteins go, it's pretty high up the list, but it's not bad. It's just not great. How far do you walk daily? I don't measure distance. So keep in mind, guys, I've been increasing the cardio. So kind of your question is, 3 weeks ago, I was walking 20 to 30 minutes a day. Then I up to 2 hours, and I've been hitting 3-4 hours of list cardio every day for the last like almost week now. The chickens don't get force-fed soy. What are you talking about? Maybe in your country. Look, I don't know anything about the animal rearing practices in other places. I only know about it here in Texas. And they don't force feed any animals here as far as feeding them out. So that's, I've never heard that before. Like force feeding implies like a funnel. Like nobody does that. You know, they get all sorts of stuff here. But you know, so our chickens are just selectively bred to get really big really quick. That's selective breeding. That's actually a myth too. That a lot of people that's believed in, that chickens are given steroids. They're actually not. Jason, always watch your videos, and also my house is near yours. Okay, Ryan. Hopefully you're not going to be one of these cookie stalkers. I get some of the weirdos in here. Hopefully you're legit and not one of these guys who's going to jump up and say some crazy stuff next. So, but I'll take your word for it. That's cool, man. So where do you live, Ryan? Meat chickens. No, they don't. Chickens are not given steroids. Absolutely not. No, meat chickens are not given steroids, dude. Go research it. Find out what year it was outlawed. I promise you it was before I was born, and I'm 48. It's not allowed. It's completely illegal in the US. Again, I don't know anything about Europe. I don't know anything about India. I don't know anything about any of that. I only know US on this stuff. So, coach, sinus infection suck. Does it warrant a deload or just take a few days off? I mean, a couple days off probably till you're better. Jason, I always watch your videos. Also, my house is New Year's. Well, Ryan, now that's getting weird. I'm in my neighborhood. I'm walking, dude. The Brits be like bangers and mash. I don't even know. I can't figure out half the slang. I lived in the UK for 3 years, and it's so hard to pick up on some of their slang. I have no idea what bangers are. I know mash. I think that's what they call mashed potatoes, right? I don't know. Are you fasting? Yes, Matthias, I'm fasting. I am still currently fasted. So I did my upper body already, my upper body day. I'm gonna do at least an hour of fasted cardio. Think bangers are sausage links. Yeah, like I would never know that. Like they're so funny and they're so particular with their normal speak. It's like funny. They have to have multiple descriptors for everything. It's like hilarious. So it's like a tumble dryer. It's like, we should call it a dryer, right? Charcoal, isn't it? Rubbish bins, you know, they're so funny. Like it's stuff that we never use this terminology here. I'm your fan, man. Well, I appreciate it, right? If you drink coffee to fast is broken, no, not really. I'm still fasted. In fact, ask your doctor. Your doctor will tell you black coffee won't affect your blood work on fasted glucose test. Right? So you only benefit from GBP to squat carryover. Not necessarily a calorie surplus, but example, Chad, I'm in a deficit. Keeping in mind, if I tried to do a bunch of GBP, I probably wouldn't be able to squat at all. You know? But I'm not doing any power training at the moment. I am literally focused on retaining lean tissue, and all of my lifting is geared towards that. because I'm doing so much cardio to create a deficit. I can't afford to do anything that's going to overtrain me. It's just not, it's not even an option, you know? Do I consume much? I consume a little here and there. It's not really a big staple at the moment. Unless some of my fans buy me some more tubs and send them to me, then I'd probably pick it back up, right? I have a Amazon wish list if you guys want to send whey protein. It's underneath all my stuff. All right, what's your TRT protocol look like? Okay, so for legal purposes, let's call it TRT, okay? So I can cover myself here, right? Because coach would never do anything remotely illegal. I am a 100% law-abiding citizen, okay? So my TRT is 250 milligrams of testosterone cypionate a week, right? That's my legal TRT, 100% legal, law-abiding citizen. Yes, sir, officer. All right, will you ever drink alcohol? No. And I am kind of prefer if people's actually unbearable. I should almost ban you for that, honestly, dude. Like, why would you ask someone who's 6 years sober and promotes sobriety if they're gonna drink again? All right, normally you're a good poster, but I'm just gonna call it, you're kind of a piece of shit, you and me. Is that a fair statement? And I mean, you're like, what's the internet? I'm just trolling. But it's like, yeah, but why would you do something like that to someone who's sober? You see what I mean? That makes you kind of a shitty person. But you shouldn't think about that. Think that through, dwell on it, and do better. Right? What do you think of French presses? There's another tricep exercise. They're good. All right. Hey, Ryan, that's not going to happen. Nope. Let me be clear. I do not meet up with any of you strangers from the internet. Not going to happen. And that is my official public position that I want on record being recorded for court purposes. But man, I thought you considered. Unbelievable. You're aware I am insanely anti-alcohol, right? I feel like I've made so many videos on it, so many social media posts, that you do know that I consider alcohol to be one of the worst evils in the world. Like it's up there. It's in the top 3. Yeah, okay. So that's why I'm like, I thought it was really weird that you would ask me that. Especially when I've made posts about my 6-year anniversary of my sobriety, right? February 18th was 6 years, dude. 6 years since my last drink. Yeah, I'm one of the most anti-alcohol people you will ever meet. So yeah, I mean, but you wouldn't say that to someone else, though. It's someone who you know has been sober for years, and they've kind of told you, hey man, I've been sober for years. Hey, you gonna have another drink? Like, that's kind of messed up, dude. I'm just saying. Should novices do calf work if they need to? Maybe, I don't know. All right, guys, get those likes up. Those views are nice and strong. Hey, stinky baby daddy. Okay, stay on the straight and narrow, coach. The haters and losers will never win, right? But that's okay. And so maybe you weren't aware of that. Unbelievable. You haven't followed all of my work. I am extremely militantly anti-alcohol. Like, I don't allow it in my home. Like, straight up, dude, someone trying to bring a drink in my house is going to be a problem. Like, we going to have a problem. I'm at that level. So with my bipolar medication, that with my hormone, I have no idea. You need to talk to your doctor. Yeah, no, alcohol's not good for you. You're a piece of shit also. All right. So, but I'm going to let you guys stay for now. But yeah, no, I am insanely anti-alcohol. Like, pretty much on the far end of that. Like, maybe not quite at the level of executing the people who manufacture it, but we could at least maybe have that on the table. Like, you know, just saying. Like, it should be an option up for vote, right? Do you Pilates, huh? No. What about marijuana? I don't smoke weed. I don't think it's as bad, anywhere near as bad as alcohol. I mean, objectively speaking, we're not in the same tier, right? And I don't think I don't think anyone would really argue that. Like, marijuana is not causing the sheer death and suffering toll that alcohol has. All right, then after 40, it's very hard to deal with a hangover. It's a poison. Yeah, I mean, alcohol is a poison. And that's not a hyperbole, that's not an exaggeration. That is a scientific statement. Alcohol is literally a poison to the human body. That's actually why you get drunk on it, because it's actually poisoning your brain cells, and the euphoria is a response to them being poisoned. I think alcohol should be illegal. You can't make alcohol legal. It won't work because people can make it out of all of our food. Like, you'd have to ban all plants. So they've tried that. If there was a way to successfully do it, sure. Like, if I was made God Emperor of mankind, maybe really harsh penalties for the manufacturers. Like, if they're executed on camera really painfully, most people would stop making it. They wouldn't take the risk. But you're never going to really get rid of it. So, hello, my fellow older brother, do you smoke? No, I don't smoke. Honestly, I'm pretty soft on marijuana. I don't think marijuana is a serious enough threat that it should be illegal. Alcohol is way worse. Like, I mean, if we were going to be objective, it would have far, far, far worse legal penalties than marijuana. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. Too bad alcohol causes a euphoric response, which therein lay the problem, creates a euphoric response. And it's addictive. That's the other issue. And that's why so many people support it, because it's so culturally prevalent and supported. And then so many people get addicted to it to some extent at a young age that they can't let go of some of that, And it is an addiction. If you, like, for example, if someone says, oh, I can't be happy without alcohol, you're an addict at that point. Like, that's not even up for debate. You are addicted. My fellow ball brother, I agree with you on stance. How do you feel about ashwagandha? I think it's a scam. I think any herbal stuff you're chasing an anabolic benefit or something from is going to be a scam. The social aspect is very, always chasing the dragon. Yep, and that's the point too, Tony. Big up, Coach. Hey, Peppermint, what's up, dude? My like, awesome, man. Always appreciate those likes. Peppermint makes almost every stream, dude. Crack pre-workout, Mike Minzer did it. Mike Minzer did all sorts of crazy stuff. Right? But no, I agree with you, Tony. It really is that social aspect, man. That's really what makes the alcohol so thin. That's why so many people have at least a mild addiction to it. Because, again, culture pushes it. And then people also feel socially obligated in many situations to drink to socially fit in. And it's addictive. So, whole problem just spirals. How are you, Jason? You the man. Appreciate it, bro. Hey, man. Thank you for coming through then. Thank you for the compliment. Drop me a like, please. What's something that you'll never do in your life? I mean, I could list a whole bunch of evil stuff I would never do. Like, why don't you ask training-related stuff? You asked me about human trafficking. What's the things you'll never do? Like, seriously, dude, come on. Jason, you motivate me. Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. I mean, I could name a whole list of stuff I would never do, but it's going to be a bunch of evil stuff that would probably be a problem in the stream. You're like a Jack version of the guy from the Chipmunk. What? You have your samurai suit in case you go to war? My samurai suit? I've never had a samurai suit. Oh, you mean my Spartan? My Spartan costume? Yeah, dude, I got a Spartan costume with a metal helmet and everything. Jason Blaha, what about creatine? Mildly, very, very, very mildly effective supplement. One of the few that does anything. Coach has a whole wealth of training knowledge, but peeps choose to ask him about arcane topics, right? I literally create national level lifters. You guys see my client transformations, all this stuff. You guys see me put up clients deadlifting 700 pounds, squatting 600 pounds, and they want to ask me about human trafficking. I just don't get it. You're right. You're right, Peppermint. Yes, Spartan. Any thoughts on citrulline malate? I don't think they're useful at all. Sorry. Not many out there can break things down to simple as effective understanding. And that's the thing. I've actually have a client who points that out. He's like, that's why I like what you do. He's followed me for over a decade. He's like, you take a bunch of research. Like, I know you're reading all these different meta-analysis, because he's like, I've looked at them too. And then you distill it into layman's terms. And that's kind of the idea, the ability to communicate these topics in a way that the average person can grasp. Because knowledge that you can't communicate is just not as helpful, right? You got to break it down. You've got to bring it to people's level so that the average person can grasp it and go, aha, I get it. It makes sense. Thank you. And that's what I try to do. That's usually my job with a lot of the topics I cover in the videos. I want to break these topics down to the level to where just the average guy can hear it and go, that makes sense. Jason, who's the king? Jesus. What do you think of Red Bull? I don't do energy drinks, dude. You don't like the nitric oxide supplements? What about watermelon rinds? I don't eat the rinds. I'm gonna eat my last watermelon that got on sale today. I don't eat the rinds. No, I just don't think that they do much of anything. I mean, sure, Viagra will if you take it. It's a legit PED. I just don't do energy drinks, guys. I don't need all the extra nonsense in there. I drink some coffee. And you're honest too, that itself is essential. You're not selling anything fake. Yep. All I sell is coaching. Literally, the only products I really have for sale is coaching and consultations. And of course, foot pictures. I got a dude who pays me for foot pictures. But you know, whatever, man. I'm not ripping on anybody off. So, I mean, I'm selling services really, but that's it, you know. But those are also performance-based. Like, if people don't get results, they're not going to pay me to keep paying me to coach them. You know what I mean? I don't do Red Bulls either. I always saw them as unhealthy. I don't know if they are unhealthy or not. I don't take a bunch of extra stuff like that. It's just extra processed things I probably don't need or probably won't benefit from. Sorry, garbage truck is really loud. We'll try to stay away from him the rest of this walk. If we can keep the light good enough. Hopefully this phone doesn't get too hot. I'm hoping I can get a second one of these outside today. I really enjoy the outside ones. I know a lot of the followers we like the indoor ones better because we see the phone. We never get connection issues. I know, but I like the walking outside. Plus that biking, man, it's a little harder on my quad tendons. All right. Do you mainly coach powerlifters? No, dude, I coach. I have more fighters than powerlifters, honestly. But at this point, I coach a lot of gen pop guys in their 40s. Dude, I would say half my clients right now don't compete in anything. They're dudes in their 40s who just want to kind of get rid of their dad bod. That's it. And they just want to have to be strong. They want to have good lifts. No, dude, 50% of my clients right now are men over 40 who don't compete, like straight up. All the best, Jay. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it, man. No, dude, if I had to make my living off coaching only powerlifters, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills. All right, no hate. I love my powerlifters, but as a demographic, they're not known for having disposable income. You know, powerlifters be like, hey, coach, I can't afford coaching this month. Can I get a discount? Can I let it slide on down? I know, man, we're 8 weeks out from the meet. Yeah, I don't got $250 this month. Dude, we're in the middle of meet prep. That's the number of times that happens. I don't know if I can afford the coaching this month. Can I pay half? Please discuss the signs of making it to your natural limit. What do you mean the signs of making it to your? There's no true natural limit. It's a hypothetical line that's going to shift with age and hormone profile, right? But I mean, it's realistic when people say, but haven't you discussed the 25? But you're never going to reach that. Like, that's a hypothetical that you don't have to worry about hitting. The average guy will never get there. You know, so you're always going to be able to make some gains until your hormone profile reaches a threshold to where your test starts to decline, your HGH, your IGF-1 starts to decline, and you can barely maintain what you have now. And eventually you will reach that threshold, right? Can you recommend a good brand of home gym equipment that's not as expensive as Rogue? I guess Titan, if you're wanting to go down a price tier, it's going to be a little cheaper. I have a mix of Titan stuff in there. If you had to drink an energy drink, would you do Red Bull or White Monster? What do you mean have to? If someone got a gun to my head, can I draw mine out and pop them? I mean, I'm always strapped. So how am I in this scenario? White Monster. Yeah. I've done White Monsters a couple times when I was in an airport, and I was going to have issues with the sleep end of it and staying, like, eating the energy. Like, I've done that a couple times, but it's not something I'd ever do regularly, you know? Not something I would do regularly. You shove one to your head, and you're lacking. Forgot the strap at home. All right, John, you're not going to catch me lacking in them streets, bro. But, okay, in this hypothetical scenario, I'm out of ammo because you're not going to catch me lacking. I've run through all 4 magazines that I carry. Okay, right? So I guess I'm going to go with the Monster, right? Like I done empty this mag, I done empty, you know, we're bingo ammo. Hold on, now I got to seal my fanny pack back up. There we go. All right. Yeah, you don't all carry 4 mags? Bro, see, you're lacking in them streets because it's pec tears from bench. Too many partials, trenbolone. So I'm gonna go with the White Monster in that case. How much more body fat do you look to shed, coach? A bunch. On it, realistically, I think to really get to the look that I think I may need, it might be 15 to 20 pounds. You know, let's just be realistic. What's going to give me the most outreach at this point in the game? Deep abs, right? I might have to lose up to 20 more pounds. We'll see. I'll know when I get there, though. I'm not going to set an exact number. Let's just cut. And when we get there, right? You know who King Von? Nope, no idea. Hey, squad, I mean, you don't carry 4. How many mags do you carry, bro? Dude's over here talking about that. You know? I mean, I carry a knife sometimes too, yeah. But I live in Texas, dude. Like, we carry big knives. Okay? Like, when I'm wearing a knife a lot of times, like on a belt, like that, if I'm out in blue jeans, I'm not carrying like a little 3-inch blade, dude. Come on. Look where I live. Look what we're allowed to carry. We can straight up do sword and Bowie knives legally without a license. They're allowed on your belt. You just can't unsheath it without a reason. So I usually carry like a 6-inch blade along with a lock. No, I'm not a flexible dieter. No, I'm not counting macros. I'm counting calories. My fat's pretty low. I mean, I have an avocado and some walnuts every day, but other than that, I mean, I'm a chicken and brown rice and broccoli type guy right now while I'm cutting. I love the old-fashioned 6 hours. Yeah, but we can't do it. No, we got to drop that. They don't like gun talk. It's not good for my algorithm. It's not good for my money. So we're done with that. Next. I hurt my shoulder at the gym. Exercise to get my shoulder back here. No, because I don't know what's up with your shoulder. That's a consultation. Hey, Vinny, that's a consultation level question. Hit me up on Facebook. Video calls are $100 for an hour. I can help you assess it, but in a live stream, no, I can't assess a shoulder injury or anything about how to help you with it. Preference, no, 170s. I won't have to be in the 170s. You guys remember what I looked like when I water cut to 197 for that meet? Come on. And I'm bigger now than I was then. Thanks, man. So yeah, Vinny, I mean, I'd be happy to help you, but that we're at professional level consultation to where we go into a lot of detail. That is like an hour of my time. Texas seems like a fun, Texas is a pretty good place, dude. I like it. It is my original homeland, even though I've lived in other places. I've spent like 40 years of my 48 years on earth here. I was born in central Texas in a small town. Coach, can you dead hang every day? Yeah, I mean, you can. Should I lift fast during warm-ups? You should lift it the same way you're gonna max. Your warm-ups should look identical to your maxes or your work sets. So how much do you think you can double overhand deadlift? Probably 405. Vinny, you may have a weak rotator cuff. Rotator cuff is not one thing. Rotator cuff is 4 completely different muscles of 4 different functions. You got to know, is it the infraspinatus, the supraspinatus? There's 4 different muscles. 2 of your rotator cuffs are on the front of your shoulder, 2 of them are on the back. They all serve different functions. They all get hurt in different ways. It may not be his problem. That is everyone's jump to, oh, it's my rotator. It's not necessarily. Unless you have impinged it somehow, pinching it between bones. Does anyone else in the U.S. compare to Texas? No, I mean, Florida's pretty close. What do you think of those huge guys that only do calisthenics? What about them? So dudes with good genetics, lots of drugs, sure, they'll get jacked on it, just like everyone else. But would calisthenics ever be the most optimal or efficient way to get big? Not necessarily. And I like weighted body weight exercises. Guys, I mean, I'm doing weighted pull-ups and weighted dips in the vlog that'll be up later today. But I'm also doing benching and rows. Don't you add a body here? No. I do my back and arms and legs. I'm just letting the chest grow out, right? Yes, Hung, we've already discussed this. You already know you can get to a 500 deadlift eventually, gaining weight. Arizona's better than Texas. We don't have crop top. I don't know what that means, Purge. What's a crop top run club? Put that into non-slang for me. Give me an exact meaning. It's a slang term you're using. I don't know it. No, Arizona definitely pretty close too. Yeah, it's pretty comparable. Coach, what is the reason why reverse bench is often stronger? I don't know. It's not often stronger. I mean, that's like asking, why is this one person stronger at close grip versus wide? It's that individual person. It's not necessarily true. You're not walking naked. Why would I be walking naked? You don't think that's a stupid question? All right. A bunch of men can film themselves running wearing crop tops. What? I've never heard of that before. Purge, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of this before in my life. Crop top. What? Yeah, I've never heard of this. I don't think, it might be a thing, who knows? But what does that have to do with anything? All right. I think Texas just has too many people that are too, what? Okay. Crop top is basically a half shirt. Me either, Coach. No. Yeah, I've never heard of this, man. What are we on about? Look at those views going up, though. Hey, guys, hit that like button. Let's keep these views strong this last stretch of this cardio. They were doing pretty good. Yeah, man. You guys come up with some stuff. But I don't get into politics on here either. Like this, it's not a political channel, guys. We're about getting people jacked and strong. And at the end of the day, I don't demonize people for their politics. Someone can believe differently, and I'm happy to coach them. I'm even happy to be with their friend. I'm happy to sit at a table with someone with different beliefs than me, you know? We got weird stares. Well, were you doing something weird that got you weird stares? Like, there's lots of gay people in Texas, dude. It's pretty normal. So, where were you specifically? Like, if you were in a major city, I'm not seeing that being a thing. Now, if you went to a little town of 1,500 people and you and your boyfriend were kissing in the restaurant or something, or the diner, yeah, you'd probably get some looks. But definitely not in the big cities. I can't see that. Why do some powerlifting feds ban reverse grip bench press? Because it's potentially very dangerous. Remember, was deadlift 550 at 20, but his face was also looking like he got stung by a swarm of bees from all the juice. Yeah. Well, that's also his drug stack. Coach, would you drink it? No, I don't drink normal alcohol, and so the non-alcoholic stuff is just nasty also. People do that to help wean themselves off of it who've somehow gotten used to the nasty taste of beer and stuff. It's weird. No, I'm not interested at all. I'll just drink a Diet Coke. Other people are drinking, I'll drink a Diet Coke. What about in the UK? Did you live? I heard you lived out there. Yeah, I was in Cheltenham for 3 years. Then I came back to Texas. Hey, Purge, I'm not going to go over the whole RFK spiel again. I like the sentiment, but he's implemented it very poorly. You should wear a hat to protect you from being so bald. You guys make such a big deal about the bald thing. I'm bald and beautiful, dude. Like, I'm happy with being bald. I don't know why people got to make a big deal. Think about some of the most handsome, famous men on earth. It's all bald. Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, The Rock. Right? I'm in good company, man. I'm in good company. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, he's bald. You allow your cheat meal or day. Not these days, no. I had a cheat meal on Christmas. I'll do cheat meals at family holidays. Bald brother, Andrew Tate. Well, okay, so now that's an insult. But can the bald people, can we just disown Tate? Yeah, it's beautiful, but it won't be if it's burnt. Hasn't gotten burnt yet? I agree, Coach, a bald head suits me, right? I find plenty of women like my bald head. We good, bros. Get those likes up though, guys. I'm gonna try to get home. We've hit an hour here total, just about, between the Facebooks before this. So I'm gonna go around this weed eater. I'm gonna go to the other side of the street to get around him. I don't like Andrew Tate. I like pussy and I like women. So why would I like Andrew Tate? All right, if you have notice I said I like women. So why would I like Andrew Tate? You have a knife-shaped head if you're good with those guys, whatever. Just Tate. I have no idea if Andrew Tate's strong. I really don't care. I just don't like the stuff the guy writes. That's not even about fitting in or cancel culture or anything else. I don't like the crap he promotes. I just don't. Do you find dieting easy? No. I'm a binge eater. I have to eat super clean. I've got to focus on satiety. No. Getting up to 300 pounds is easy. Like, I can get up to 300 pounds like nothing. Like, that wouldn't even be hard. So dudes talking about they struggle to gain weight. No, cutting is not the most pleasant thing in the world for me. It's the reason I do this much cardio. I would rather do hours of cardio than try to starve my calories down. That's all. So, Purge, I can literally read his stuff myself that he puts up. So you're saying it's a psyop to be against him, or he's a psyop? I've read the crap he writes. I don't need someone else to interpret it for me. So, man, I genuinely do not like him or his message. And that's just how I feel about it. Coach, you release meme coins? No. What sounds defensive? No. Yeah, no, I don't like Tate. He's hates women. He's very anti-woman. And I love women. I adore women. So, and he's clearly very much in the closet and he's angry about it. Like his post himself screamed that. Like his whole spiel about how any man who kisses women is gay. Like that's on his page. I read it. I saw it myself. He really wrote that. Yeah. Andrew Tate's promoting being. No, he doesn't. No. Andrew Tate promotes hating women. He promotes that women are basically property. He literally says that men shouldn't kiss women. He's a perfect example. Come on, guys. This is the last I'll say. He preaches a man being strong and all aspects of being a big family. Yeah. No, dude, I think his stuff is cringe as hell. And I think he's leading a bunch of boys astray with a fox masculinity. Just my opinion, dude, but I'll leave it there. Jason got 3 reps in 1 10. All right. But I'm going to head back to the house. This stream is almost done. Hopefully got a lot of views. I'll do more of these, obviously, today because we're doing hours of cardio a day. Tate claims bodybuilders want to be fighters, but are too... What? Yeah, who cares, man? Not everybody wants to be a fighter. I don't want to get hit in the face. Big numbers today, coach. Right? A little hard to read the screen coming down this particular street, but we're going to make it work. So, coach, could you come out stronger here? No. I'm not interested in going to jail, man. Why would you guys ask silly stuff like that? No, man, a lot of prisons restrict weights. You got to go through a lot of trouble to get steroids. No, man, not at all. Yeah, Tate thinks fighting with fists is some type of virtue. It's not, dude. Dudes running around getting in fist fights. We don't need that. It doesn't benefit society. Dudes running around fighting people being violent. No. People like that just need to be face down in a dish with a bullet in the back of the head. People who run around hitting people and getting in fights for no reason. We don't need it. So, and everybody talks about that. Would you fight? So, no, I don't want to fight anybody. There's something to do with my time. Grown men don't run around getting in fights. Little boys get in fights. All right. So, you believe we are living in the last days? No, I don't. People have been saying that for 2,000 years. And if you were to believe Christ, then since people are predicting it, then you know for a fact it's not true. If you take his words literally, since nobody will know, everyone's going to get wrong. So as long as people are saying we're in the last days, he's 100% not coming back. Unless if he was telling the truth. All right, guys, I'm home. I'm going to wind this down. I love you guys, and I'm going to talk to you next time.